Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, no Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In the last episode, we basically finished up all we needed to do to get to this final area here in Mount Silver. As you can see, this is our final party. First off, we've got Malk, the level 47 Nidoking. He's got Quick Claw, and his moveset is Poison Sting, Earthquake, Surf, and Double Kick. Gotta love that novelty Poison Sting. Overall, his stats are looking pretty decent. He's got the attack to take care of things, the special attack to at least benefit off of his surfs. His speed isn't too fantastic, and his defenses are okay. Overall, definitely valuable member of our party. He got us through thick and thin when we needed him to. Next up, we have Xerxes. He's carrying Charcoal to boost up his fire-type moves. On top of that, he's got his moveset with Flame Wheel, Dig, Quick Attack, and Ember. He's got an excellent special attack stat, and his defenses are looking a lot better than Nidoking's are. His speed is definitely up there as well, and so definitely a great Pokemon. He's our starter, and he certainly got us through the later portions of our game in helping us out. Next up, we've got Maria, the Suicune. Definitely one of the harder Pokemon to catch in our run. She's got a fantastic HP stat, 175. I think that's the highest in all of our party. On top of that, her moveset is Aurora Beam, Toxic, Rest, and Surf. I could probably throw on a Max Ether if I wanted on Surf, but I feel perfectly fine with just sitting there at 3 Surfs. Next up, her attack stats. Her attack and special attack aren't that fantastic, but her defenses are definitely way up there. Her speed is okay, but we aren't really relying too much on her speed. We're more relying on her bulk and her ability to stall things out. Next up, though, we've got Raichu, who definitely pulled its weight in the later portions of the run by firing off some very powerful electric attacks when we needed it to. His moveset, or her moveset I guess, is its Ranko, is Thunder, Thunderbolt, Quick Attack, and Flash. The only reason Flash is there is because we had to get through Mount Silver. Other than that, it would be Thief. Focus Band is there just in case just on the off chance that our luck actually pays off. Raichu has a decent attack and special attack stat, I guess. Its defenses aren't that fantastic, and its speed isn't that great, but hopefully the Focus Band can make it pay off with its move pool, I guess. So we're gonna have to rely on some luck since we've got both Thunder and Focus Band. Next up in our party, we've got Kote, another great, very valuable members of our party. Espeon got us through Chuck, it got us through a ton of different areas, and it definitely pulled its weight in this part, so definite props to you, Kote. You certainly helped us get through this playthrough as well. It's got 145 HP, its current moveset, Psychic, Bite, Quick Attack, and Shadow Ball, and even though the middle two moves are physical in today's gens, Bite is actually special, so Espeon can definitely take advantage of that. Shadow Ball actually is really helpful in Espeon in the sense that Shadow Ball can lower special defense, which helps its other two attacks in Psychic and Bite. And Quick Attack is there basically in the off chance that if something doesn't die and I need to finish it off and I'm not faster than it, Quick Attack can just get the job done with some priority. Either way, you look at Espeon and it has some fantastic special attack, 159, almost, well, not too close, but almost really close to double what its physical attack stat is. Its defense, or special defense, and its speed are also really fantastic and really high up there, so very, very great Pokemon to have. Next up though, we've got Malice, sitting here at level 4, just recently caught. Hypnosis and Lick, Nightmare, and Curse. No item, but look at those fantastic stats. Look at that special attack. Look at that speed. Those 8s across the board in attack, defense, and special defense. You know, what a great member of the party. Certainly there for what he needs to do. Either way, this is the final Trainer Red. Enough delaying, enough horsing around. We've shown our party. We're now ready to take him on. Let's go. Here it is. He leads off with Pikachu, level 81. So, right now, he's got 34 levels on us, but that's not going to worry about us. or worry us in the slightest. We've got an Earthquake right to shove in his face. His electric attacks can't hurt us because we're ground type, and he wants to fire off a quick attack that barely even touches us. So, fire off an Earthquake, and Pikachu goes down. Super effective. Didn't even need a critical hit. So, despite the 34 level difference, Nidoking gets the job done. One Pokemon down. Next up is Espeon, who, realistically, who else to take on an Espeon but our own? So, Kote, you're going out there. You've got quite the level difference to make up. I believe 24 levels to make up, but you've got Bite and you've got Shadow Ball, more than enough to make up for it. So we're going to fire off a Bite, and hopefully this Espeon doesn't take advantage of its level on you too much. Here goes his first Psychic. We survive the special defense drop, nothing there, and we fire off a pretty decent Bite. So at this HP, I feel content that Espeon is going to live another Psychic. He wants to fire off one there, that's perfectly fine. We take that hit as well, and we fire off another Bite. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to survive another Psychic at this range, so I'm going to have to throw on a Hyper Potion onto Kote and make the most of it. I know that we can at least take 2 Psychics, so that's great for us. And that means I'm free to heal up and fire off another Bite of our own while taking on another Psychic. Of course, there is always the chance that we could get critted at this point, but I'm not going to speak too much about that, as hopefully we don't jinx ourselves. Either way, there goes another Bite, and I'm going to heal up here just to be on the safe side. He's probably going to heal up as well. I know that Red does have access to full restores, and he's likely viable to use one. Apparently he doesn't want to use one here in this situation. That's perfectly fine with me. He could end up using one here as we're about to attack, but we'll have to see how it goes. We're going to use Bite. Great for us. He doesn't use a full restore. As long as we don't get critted, we should be perfectly fine. So we don't get critted. Bite goes off. Espeon down. So 2 Pokemon down. We got a critical hit there. Definitely didn't matter. We were doing about a fourth of his HP anyways, so perfectly fine. Next up is Snorlax, one of Red's most powerful Pokemon. You know what? Let's send out Ghastly. So, first things first, we're gonna set up a curse. Snorlax wants to use Amnesia. I'm perfectly fine with that. Malice is going to lose half of its HP, but he's going to put a curse on Snorlax. In the meantime, since we have a free turn, I assume, Espeon is going to recover with a Hyper Potion. Essentially, the reason I brought Ghastly into this fight is for this Snorlax alone. Snorlax only has normal type attacking moves, and essentially cannot touch us. It's got Body Slam, it's got Rest, it's got Amnesia, and it's got, I think, one other move to take advantage of its normal type stab. But you know what that means? It means Ghastly is untouchable. He wants to use Rest, that's perfectly fine. That's not going to save him, because, you know what? We've got Hypnosis of our own. Even though he's going to only sleep for 2 turns, I'm going to fire off a Nightmare, because Nightmare takes advantage of the fact that Snorlax is asleep, and so he's going to lose a quarter of his HP every turn that he's asleep. So on top of that, we've got Curse and Nightmare going at this Snorlax. So there goes Curse, or maybe that's Nightmare. Oh, Nightmare and Curse look identical, so it's pretty funny. Either way, it looks like Snorlax is sitting on 1 HP, so that's kind of unfortunate. Either way, it's about to wake up, and it's going to use Rest, so that's perfectly fine. It's going to sleep for 2 more turns. It's going to get hit with Rest and Curse, and essentially, Ghastly's going to get its job done. I would speed up at this portion, but it's the final trainer. I refuse to use the speed up button. There goes Nightmare. Oh. I guess there goes Curse. Either way, Curse and Nightmare are both going to take effect on this turn, and the next turn that Snorlax is sleeping, he's going to go down. So it's all going to work out for the best. At this point, I'll just waste licks. I don't care. I may as well save Hypnosis for on the off chance that it does become viable. Unfortunately, Lick can't touch Snorlax, but either way, Snorlax is going to be sleeping for one more turn. You know what, Snorlax? Screw you. Screw you! If it wants to do this all day, I'm perfectly fine to sit in here and stall it out with Ghastly. So, you know what? If that's the way it's gonna go, that's the way it's gonna go. Yeah, the sad thing here is it basically we can't finish it off in time before it tries to rest again. So he's gonna keep being asleep. Hopefully it doesn't wake up and use rest. Of course it's gonna use that. So it looks like we're probably gonna have to stall out this Snorlax of rest, which kinda stinks for you guys. But what are you gonna do? It's basically my best option at this point. I could probably switch in something and kill it while it's sleeping, but I just don't want to take the risk of it using Body Slam or something stupid. And we're just going to have to stall it out with Ghastly. Oops. Accidentally touched the speed up button there. Don't want to do that. Either way, this Snorlax is just being a pain, wasting our time, forcing us to sit in here all day. Maybe it won't use rest. Maybe it won't use rest. Who am I kidding? It's sitting at a quarter of its HP, it knows it's going to die, and it can't touch us. So basically, Snorlax just wants to waste your guys' time. So, whatever. Let's go Curse, let's go Nightmare. Let's see what this thing can do. Let's go Lick! If only you could put like double Curse on it, like use Curse twice and then it takes off half its HP. That'd be pretty sweet. Either way, need to waste another Lick here. Come on, let's not use rest. Don't use rest. Come on, Snorlax. Who am I gonna kid? Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? It's got 10 uses of rest. It's gonna make use of all of them because it's just a fat lard. Stupid Snorlax. Why won't you die? Gotta love it. Got to love it. Keep firing off licks. Eventually, Snorlax is gonna run out of rests, and it's gonna have to basically flat out die. If only Curse and Nightmare worked like they did in Gen 4, it would actually be fine, but unfortunately they work on two separate occasions. Nightmare works when he's asleep, whereas Curse only takes place at the end of the turn, and because of that fact, I just can't take advantage of them the way I would like to. He's going to wake up, and of course he's going to use rest. I believe this is his 6th or 7th rest though, so we're getting down there. He's only got 4 more, so if you guys can bear with me, we're going to be perfectly fine. Of course, this is extending the video a lot longer than I would have hoped, but I didn't really plan on Snorlax resting every single turn. So, whatever. Hypnosis doesn't work. Of course it's not going to work because this Snorlax is asleep on his own terms. Either way, we're slowly plowing through this Snorlax. Eventually he's going to run out of rest, and eventually he's not going to be able to do anything. That's perfectly fine with me. We're going to take care of business. You know what? I'm going to fire off a Lick here on the off chance that, you know, he's going to use rest. And I believe this is his 7th, maybe his 8th one. We're going to have to find out. I just don't want to test it. The great thing for us though is the fact that Actually, wait a second. That's the Nightmare, right? Oh my goodness. Really? Wow. I could have finished this off a while ago. I completely did not realize that Nightmare didn't take effect after he woke up, so I had to set it up again. That really stinks. So you know what? We're gonna throw Nightmare here on the turn that he rests. And that's it. There. Now he's done. Now he's done. If I had done that in the first place, we'd be done. Then I would not have wasted 5 minutes of your time. That's a great point in time to realize that. So you know what? Hopefully you guys can bear with me. It's the final trainer fight. Gotta make it a little bit more epic, right? Either way, now that he's been afflicted with Nightmare, he's gonna also take effect with Curse and all this extra stuff. And now Snorlax is gonna go down. He's gonna take 50% of his HP every turn that he's asleep. And he's gonna be asleep for at least 2 more turns. So from that perspective, he is absolutely toast. So, if only I'd realized that sooner, you guys would be perfectly fine. You wouldn't have wasted 5 minutes of your HP watching me stall out this thing. Both methods really would have worked. But here you go. Snorlax is still sleeping. There goes Nightmare. There goes Curse. The threat is down. A level 78, 76 Snorlax gets defeated by a level 4 Ghastly. And let's watch all these levels. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. How many? Make bets. Make bets. Bet right. Make a guess right now. How many levels you think Ghastly's gonna gain right now? He's already up to 10. So quick, make your guess right now. I'm assuming before 20, but we'll have to see. Level 13. Go Ghastly, doing work. Level 15. Level 16! Keep going. And level 16 is where we stop. So, 1 Pokemon and 12 levels? Pretty decent. Spite, that would have been fantastic to have in this last fight. So you know what? I'm gonna get rid of Lick and teach Ghastly Spite on the off chance that I can, like, toy with people and things like that. I'm not gonna learn Lick though, or I'm not gonna learn Mean Look though. We're gonna stop learning that. So there you go. Either way, up next is his Venusaur, and after that long bit of trolling, we're now gonna get back to work. So, here we go. We've got Venusaur up against a very powerful Typhlosion in Xerxes. Venusaur actually has a Sunny Day in its moveset, so if it wants to use that, I'm perfectly content with that. I can make use of it and fire off some very powerful Flame Wheels. Of course, though, it wants to take in Sunlight, so that means it's going to fire off a Solar Beam next turn. That gives us an extra turn and a free turn to attack the Venusaur, and we can take advantage of that with our Flame Wheels. So, right now, he's going to fire off a Solar Beam, which means Xerxes is probably going to take it, and I guess we didn't take it that well, but we took it well enough to the point where I feel content that Xerxes can stay in for another turn, even if it wants to set up a Sunny Day or a Solar Beam or whatever it wants to do. Either way, Venusaur gets burned, that's perfectly fine with us. I'm certainly appreciative of that fact. It wants to set up another another Solar Beam, that's perfectly fine. It's going to get hurt by burn, and I'm going to fire off a Flame Wheel that probably takes it out thanks to the burn. So, let's see. Moment of truth. Down goes Venusaur. Fantastic. So, Xerxes gets a ton of experience there, and he takes it out. So, Red has 2 Pokemon left. Hopefully we can deal with them. I'm going to send out Ranko in hopes that Ranko can survive. I'm not too sure if it can, but we're going to have to see how it goes. Maybe Blastoise wants to set up a Rain Dance and we can take advantage of it with Thunder. Either way, Blastoise is going to be faster than us, and hopefully we can survive a hit. We've got a Focus Band, so maybe we can take advantage of it from that perspective. He's going to fire off a very powerful Surf. I don't know if Raichu has the bulk to take it, So we may have to depend on Focus Band, we may have to depend on a minimal damage hit, and he gets a critical hit, so we're not gonna find out. From this point though, I'm gonna send in Kote, try and get as much damage on this thing with Psychic as I can, and I believe that Kote should be able to take advantage of the fact that take advantage of it with Psychic. Unfortunately, it gives Blastoise a chance to set up a Rain Dance, which means his Surfs are essentially going to be a lot more powerful still. So, I'm going to see how much his Surfs are going to do. Hopefully not too much in the way of damage or whatever. And oh my gosh, that was a lot more than I expected. We're gonna have to sit in here with Suicune and hope for the best. I'm gonna have to fire off a Toxic and basically stall this thing out. He's gonna fire off a Surf. The good thing is that we resist it, and we've got plenty of bulk in HP and special defense that we should be able to at least take 2. There you go. We're taking 2. We fire off a Toxic, so at least this thing is statused for the time being. So Rain Dance definitely makes Blastoise the biggest threat for Red's team. At this point, I'm going to throw on a Max Revive onto... You know what? I'm going to throw it onto Ranko on the off chance that Ranko does pull its weight and actually survives a hit with Focus Band. Either way, we survived the first Surf with more than enough HP, which means thanks to the lefty's gain, we're going to be able to take the second one. Surf is, or Poison is going to start to take effect on this Blastoise, and unfortunately for us, we're going to have to fire off a Hyper Potion here onto Suicune, just to kind of stall out this Blastoise, I guess. I guess I could probably use Rest, but Suicune is not going to be able to take a hit before using Rest, so I have to use a healing item there, just to take advantage of it. He fires off another Surf, once again does slightly less than half, which is great for us, and the rain stops, so that works out great for us. He's either going to have to set that up again, or fire off a weakened Surfs. Either way, Suicune can take advantage of that by resting off again, or I can get some extra damage on there with a Surf of my own. I think for now I'm gonna save my Surfs, and you know what? I'm gonna fire off a Max Revive on Espeon, just for the time being. We want everyone alive for this portion of the game, so whatever. Let's fire off a Max Revive. Keep everyone healthy. Not that we really need it. He doesn't want to set up a Rain Dance, so that's perfectly fine. He's going to fire off weakened Surfs, and Suicune is going to take those all day long. All day long. I think that did less than 50%. So, you know what? At this range, if Blastoise wants to set up a Rain Dance, it's going to hurt him if I'm going to use Surf. I'm going to get that little extra bit of damage with Aurora Beam and hope for the best. So he wants to fire off a weakened Surf. That's perfectly fine. It's going to do a lot. It's going to do less than 50%, or less than 50 HP. Suicune barely survives. There goes Toxic. And fire off an Aurora Beam. Hope for the best. Barely does anything. Whatever. At this point, though, I'm going to fire off a Max Potion on Suicune. Red is probably going to use a full restore, at least that's what I'm anticipating. If he doesn't, it is what it is. So, I'm expecting him to fully use a full restore here. And he doesn't? My goodness, are you kidding me? He's got full restores. I know he has full restores. Why he doesn't choose to use them in this instance where his thing is it's statused, it's in red health, why would you not use a full restore there? That makes absolutely no sense. But I'm not gonna argue with it. We've got Suicune up against his Charizard. Maria is going to take care of business right here. So our team is fully healed. I'm gonna just feel content to fire off Surfs. He's gonna fire off a flamethrower. Suicune resists that fully, and barely gonna take anything from that one. Either way, fire off a Surf here, and this is probably gonna be a 2-hit KO, I imagine, just given the level difference, and looks to be about a 3-hit KO actually. I'm gonna fire off another Surf here, anticipating another flamethrower. I'm pretty sure we can survive this one. It definitely did a lot less than half to us. We survived with 8 HP, great for us. And thankfully, the only crit that we've really encountered in this whole thing is Blastoise critting Raichu, so worked out great for us. We heal off with Suicune here, and you know what? I'm not gonna let Suicune die. I probably could just fodder it out and be fine, but you know what? No man gets left behind in this battle here. We're gonna heal up with Suicune. It's the final trainer battle. We've got a ton of resources, more than enough to walk away with. This Charizard wants to use Flamethrower. Perfectly fine with that. It's not gonna do too much damage to us. And oh, speak of the devil, he gets a crit. So didn't get one all battle. You know what? If Suicune dies, it dies. Fire off a Flamethrower. Let's see if Suicune can live this one. We can win it. Doesn't win it. Whatever. We're finishing off this Charizard. Let's go home. Kote, get the job done. Fire off a Psychic. Since it's not boosted by Sunny Day, it definitely won't get the job done. Kote survives with 11 HP, fires off a very powerful Psychic. Charizard doesn't have the bulk to take it, and down it goes. We have now defeated Red, the most powerful trainer in the game. Kote gets to level 50 on top of that, and there you go, folks. The Crystal LP is complete. No Pokecenters, no Marts. We got the job done. Red is defeated. And there you go. On top of the great trainer battle, we get to experience the credits once again. And what can I say, folks? It's been a fantastic ride. I definitely had my doubts about defeating Red. Our Pokemon were about 25 to 30 levels underneath all of his Pokemon, and of course my mouse slides over there. But whatever. Whatever. We made it through this entire playthrough without using a single Pokemart, without using a single Pokecenter, and hopefully you guys can appreciate that. I know you guys who have followed along the entire playthrough can certainly appreciate what has taken place here. I'm probably going to do at least maybe 1 or 2 bonus episodes on top of all of this, just to catch all the Pokemon that I said I was going to catch for people and nickname them and whatever. But yeah, it's definitely been a heck of a ride. It's definitely been fun. There's been definitely a lot more planning that's gone into this LP than that went into the yellow LP. I know that the yellow LP, no Pokecenters, no Pokemarts, also it depended on more 1 or 2 Pokemon than an entire team. However, Crystal just became a lot more type dependent. There were just so many things that had to be exploited and abused in the sense to help us get through this game. There's just not as much move diversity. You can't pick up as many great TMs in Crystal, and so for that reason, there's just a whole different host of things that I need to do as far as that's concerned. Either way, as far as plans for the future are concerned, I just there's probably going to be a Pokemon Emerald LP on the way. I don't know exactly. I don't know. Well, I don't even know if it's Emerald yet. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, they're all kind of different games. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald in comparison, at least. And so from that perspective, I'm not too sure whether I want to do Emerald, from the sense that Ruby and Sapphire, I know there's a lot less auto heals than there is in Emerald. And so from that perspective, I'd rather take on the challenge of that rather than get all those heals. As far as the LP itself is concerned, I'm probably gonna take at least a slight break, maybe about a month before we get started. It's probably gonna be a summer project for the 3rd gen LP. In the meantime, I'm gonna try and occasionally throw up a video about something. In addition to this, part of the things I want to do for this channel in the future is I want to try and incorporate some more stuff beyond just Pokemon related things. So for those of you who can think of a really hard challenge for any video game, any system, preferably not consoles, I guess, since that's a lot more harder for me to record and throw up LPs and stuff for. But if you can think of a really hard challenge, if you can think of something that would almost likely be unthinkable, like this challenge, like this LP, I want you to leave a comment. Throw something in the comments, throw out ideas. Just I want to see as many different ideas of challenges and things I can start to plan out for future LPs for this channel. I really want to just do my best. They can be platformers, they can be whatever. I just want to take on that challenge of doing something that is almost unthinkable in a sense from a video game perspective. Like originally for this LP and Yellow, I did not know whether it was possible. So to having gotten through it with all of this, looking back on it, I have no idea why I considered it impossible in the first place. And so there's definitely no challenge I'm willing to really turn down from that sense. So I believe that most things that we probably consider impossible nowadays are actually doable, and that's a really great attitude to take forward from now on. Certainly a lot that I've learned from this LP and from you guys especially. This has been only my 2nd LP, and I've certainly appreciated all the feedback you guys have given me. I didn't really expect the response that you guys have given me, and I'm going to take that forward and apply it in my future endeavors for this channel and in life. Like there's just so much you can learn from video games. If people want to argue otherwise, go ahead and say that. But playing through these 2 Let's Plays, these 2 games, has just shown me so much about the video game community that can teach you actual lessons about life. So it's just fantastic that I've gotten a chance to go through all this. Either way, this has been a fantastic episode. We're gonna save it here, folks, and I guess I'm gonna see you guys for the bonus episode. I don't know how else to close it off, so I'll just give you my usual peace.